Hey y'all, welcome to Sweet Tea and Butterflies. Today is the Just Our Imagination collaboration, and this is part of a playlist. I have 3 projects for you using 3 challenge items. 2 of the challenge items weren't too bad. Um, so our co-host is Craft Classy, and our hosts are Rustic and Lace DIY and Kathy Joe DIY. So for this challenge, we had 3 challenge items we had to work with. One was a wire basket, so that's this first one here that I'm working with. This one was fairly easy. I just took the wire basket and some ribbon and wound it through the rungs. So I have our office Christmas party coming up where we're doing a dirty Santa exchange. So I'm gonna make a gift basket with this. I don't have all of the items that I'm putting in it, but I did have a couple of the items that are going in there. So you'll see that at the end because I stuffed it off camera. Anyway, I intertwined all of this through here. Oh, pardon me. I used 2 different ribbons. This is, like I said, this one's pretty simple. I'm sure had I not been, life's been kicking my butt since July, so um, getting overly creative was not uh, was not something I just couldn't come up with a better idea to do with this. So this is what I got. Anyway, I also want to take the time while you watch me weave this ribbon through here. Want to take this time to say thank you to all of my subscribers, all of you that come back and watch my content. Uh, I truly appreciate it. It means the world to me. Any of you that are new here, I invite you to subscribe as well. And, you know, I've got a lot of viewers that watch that haven't subscribed yet. So if you're one of those, it's free, doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and that way you get notified when there's new content uploaded. With that being said, I also invite you to like and comment. That helps my channel in the YouTube algorithm. And also, with this playlist, the link will be in the description box down below, as will the hosts' channel links. So go show them some love and let them know that you're coming over from watching my video. So I took the second ribbon that's a little bit thinner for the bottom part because it is the space on the bottom is narrower than the space on the top was. And I chose to use like the peppermint stripe or peppermint theme ribbon on this because I'm making a hot cocoa basket. It's gonna have some mugs, some marshmallows, hot cocoa, some peppermints. I think I stuck a thing of little cookie things in there, those Pyroline canisters. And I will, since I work in a law office, and you know, lawyers have a tough job, very stressful at times. So I'll throw a couple of those little bottles of peppermint schnapps in there to put in their hot cocoa if they wish. All right, on to DIY number 2. The second item we had to use was a clipboard. And I had an idea for this, and I just, I was gonna embellish the top part with, a bow and then I realized that that's gonna get in the way of the clip. Um, this was the only clipboard I could find, was one of the clear ones, so I had to kind of shift a little bit. If it had been one of the wooden uh, clipboards with an actual um, clip on it, it would have been easier to implement what my original idea was. So what I did was I took some Waverly chalk paint in crimson, and I painted the back of the clipboard. Since it is a plastic clipboard, paint doesn't always like to adhere very well to plastic, and the chalk paint does adhere better than regular acrylic paint, but I knew that I was going to do some kind of chalk couture on the front of it, and I didn't want to risk the stencil pulling up the paint off of the plastic, because like I said, it doesn't always adhere really well to plastic. So I painted the back of it, and I'm painting on this little gingerbread man. So this clipboard has like a little thing at the top that you can hang, that you can use to hang it. And, my original thought with the clipboard was that it could be something that you could use to display your, like each year's Christmas photo, family Christmas photo, or, you could use it in the kitchen to clip a recipe to while you're, baking or whatever. And when you're not using it, it's, got a little bit of a decorative thing on there. So I took and put our little gingerbread man on there, and then, put all of his little parts on, his face and his little icing on his wrists and his ankles and all of that. I used the I don't know what the color is, but it's a shimmery white chalk paste from Chalk Couture. And this stencil was, this particular one was part of the monthly Club Couture. So it's an exclusive for Club Couture members only, which I I had subscribed to. It's a good way to just kind of get your feet wet in it and see if it's something that you like to do. I'm considering in the near future, rather than doing Club Couture, shifting over to becoming a designer. I'm not sure. I'm not fully committed to it yet. It's just a thought. But any of you that are interested in the Chalk Couture, head on over to Rustic and Lace DIY. And Brenda is a designer. So is Kathy Jo. Sorry, I had to. Smokey was being a stinker. He likes to jump up on my desktop computer keyboard and make everything go wonky, and I forgot to tuck it under where he couldn't step on, or where she couldn't step on it. We have discovered that she is a girl, not a boy. So, but the name, we've been calling her Smokey for 4 months, something like that. So I guess it's Smoky Dawn instead of Smoky Bob. I don't know. Anyway, back to this. Brenda and Kathy Jo are both designers with Chalk Couture. So either of them, if you're interested, you can, message them, ask questions, and they can answer them for you. So, as you can see now, I was a little concerned that the chalk paste would pull up, and it did a little bit on that foot, but that was the only area that I had that issue with. So it is what it is. I did the little bow with the white shimmer. The bow is a two-part. It's got this part, and then it's got like the details. And I did the details in a red shimmer paste. And I don't have it sitting here beside me, so I don't know exactly what color it is. I did the candy cane the same way with the white shimmery paste as the base, and then I went and did the red shimmer over the top of it. I just thought this would be a cute, cute idea. It would make a cute teacher gift too. You could do something like this and give it to your child's teacher for where she could hang it up in her classroom. It could be decorative during the season, but also be useful if she, needed it to, for checklists or whatever teachers use clipboards for. It's been a while since I've been in school. We're not going to say how long, but it's been a while since I've been in school. So, I know that, I don't know if Sabrina from Sabrina's Craft Nanigans is participating this time or not. She's usually pretty good about jumping in there and participating in all of them. So, I'm going to defer to her. Sabrina, tell us, what might teachers use clipboards for? I know they've got to use them, right? They come in handy. I just can't wrap my brain around what you could use it for. So, chime in there, girl. So, I used the little, the red shimmery paste over the top of that. Kind of gives like a, I don't know. I was inspired by the ribbon that I used before that had like the red and white on it. So I decided to do that with that bow. Plus, I didn't have two different colors of the red, and I didn't think it would look right with, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, so here I'm putting the red on the candy cane for the little red stripes on the candy cane. Now this particular transfer came with three options for the buttons. It came with a surface as well, and I've already used the surface. And it came with little half beads for the buttons on with the surface. I used those the first time around. But it comes with two different bows where you can make it a girl or a boy. It's got a bow tie or this bow. And then it came with either little round button transfers or hearts. And I used the hearts this time. Alright, so on to DIY number 3. The cat scoop. This was Brenda's idea. And I think Brenda from our group chat, Brenda is kicking herself for the cat scoop. But I think I came up with a pretty clever idea. So I took this drop cloth and wrapped it around, size it, and then cut it. Once I figured out how much I needed, I went ahead and cut it. I think I cut it just a little short, but I made it work. So we'll see here in a minute. I'll get on with it already. It's late. It is almost 12 o'clock the night before the video is due. And I have to work in the morning, so I'm trying to get my voiceover done so I can get the video rendering while I'm sleeping. That way when I get home from work, I can upload it and schedule it. So anyway, we've got, I wrapped it around. As you can see, I'm having to kind of stretch it there. I almost went and cut a second piece because I was like, oh, but I got to stuff it. And then I remembered, oh, wait a minute. The only reason I was stuffing it is to fill up the empty space between where the scoop curves and the front, if that makes any sense. You'll see here in a minute if what I said didn't make any sense, watching me do it will make better sense. I just wanted to fill up that space there so that as I was working on stuff, oh, I didn't fill it up yet. Okay, never mind. You'll see it in a few minutes. So, I took, the mop head that, we used a couple projects ago. I still have a decent amount of it left. And I didn't make you watch me do all of it. I tied on each of the little rungs there. Now I'm stuffing it. I'm just, putting enough in there. I'm not trying to stuff it where it puffs out or whatever. I'm just trying to fill up that space between the bottom of the scoop and where the fabric is. And then I tacked it down. Now, tacked it down to where I tied all of those on the slats in there, as you saw me do. I didn't make you watch me tie all of them on there, but I think you got the gist of what I was doing. So now I'm just kind of tacking this down here. And, well, yeah. I thought, okay. So, no, I'm not done. Oh my gosh. Didn't realize it took that long, or took that much, I don't know. I thought I had cut some of this out. It seems like it's taking forever. It really didn't take me that long to tack it down. And the video is sped up, but I think just because I'm trying to do a voiceover and I'm just like, wait a minute, this is taking too long. Because I know I need to go to bed. That's what it is. Anyway, so then after I got that tacked down, I took more of those mop strands and I spread it out at the end, at one end. So I made sure I separated all 4 of the strands that were in there at one end and kind of spread it out. And then I ran a line of hot glue and just stuck it on there. I did that all the way across. I think I show you a couple of them, but I don't make you watch me do that whole thing either. The video would have been way too long if I left everything in there with doing this. Okay, so now you can see I've got all of it on there. Or almost. Oh, yep, I've got all of it on that part. Now I'm taking, and I don't have any of the big beads that don't have holes in them. So I figured it would at least look better if I made use of the hole that was in the bead. So what I did was the mop head, those have usually about 4 strands in them. So I pulled 2 of them, separated 2 of them, shoved it through there, and then made sure I had it even, and I stuck a little bit of hot glue in each end so that it didn't slide in and out. And then I took the other 2 strands and glued them on there, as you can see. Just making a little mustache there. And then I took one more. Did I take one more or two more? I don't remember if I did one more or two more under the nose. I think I only did one more. So now I'm separating all, or no, I'm going to cut them. Because the ones that I just glued on are longer than the ones that I tied on. So I'm trying to trim it up as close to the same length. It's going to look, you're not going to get it perfectly even across there until after you unravel them. Because once you unravel them, depending on how tight they were twisted or whatever, it's going to be a little bit off. So wasn't too worried about getting it perfect across there right then. So here you can see, I'm just unraveling them. That took a little bit of time. Now I've got it all unraveled. So I was trying to make it, this was a Santa Claus, but I'm beginning to realize that Santa Clauses and the gnomes often look a lot alike. So you can call it a Santa Claus, or you can call it a gnome, or you can call it a Santa Claus gnome. I took some twine and made a loop through the handle there, and I glued the knot to the back. And then as I was getting his hat together and wrapped around him, after I cut off where I had cut some stuff out of it, I got his hat on there, and then I realized, wait a minute, that string needs to be longer. So I had to go back in and put a longer string on it, because I wanted the string to come up out of the top of the hat so that you had something to hang it by. Here's about where I realized, oh, wait a minute, Goober, you screwed up. So I almost cut it off of there, and then I was like, it's going to be totally covered up. Nobody's going to know that second one is there. Except for y'all, of course, because you watched me do it. So I just did the same thing again. Took the two, tied a knot, wound it around where I could glue the knot down there at the bottom. And then I just got his hat all on him there. Maybe. Oh, yeah, I put a little dab of glue there so that it stayed kind of straight and didn't look all kind of bunched up and funky. And then took some twine, tied it off, clipped the ends, and then I went and cut slits in it to make like a pom-pom at the top. Didn't make you watch me do all that either. I took another one of those mop strands and put it around, pardon me, put it around where the hat came down. And it probably would have looked a little bit more like Santa Claus if I'd used a different fabric. If I'd have used something that was more like a Santa Claus hat. But I didn't have that. So I just worked with what I had, and this fabric is kind of like it's like a red looking denim. And it kind of fits more with the the farmhouse southern vibe than the traditional Christmas hat material does. So here I am. I had taken a pencil and lightly drawn in his eyes. I went, oh, so sorry. I wanted to make it look like he was winking. And I used some puffy paint. Now, his open eye, I'm not happy with. It looks kind of creepy. You'll see when I get done. And I was like, if I go in there and mess with it anymore, I'm just going to make it worse. Some, crafters, sometimes we will take and we'll do something that doesn't look, it doesn't look right or just doesn't quite hit the mark. And sometimes we end up making it so much worse when we try to fix it. So I left it as is. Now I may go in and fiddle with it at some point. I don't know. But I filled it in with white. And while the white paint was drying, I gave him a little mouth. I just used a detailing brush and went in and gave him a little mouth. And I know you can't really see it very well from the angle. I just took and used that brush, and then I got a thicker brush to fill it in with. I didn't want to take all night to paint it. It's a little mouth, but it would have taken quite some time to try to paint it with that, to fill it in with that detail brush. Because I am painting on fabric, so it's not as smooth of a glide as it is when you're painting on a harder surface or, a more firm surface. So I just went in, filled that in, and then I mixed. I couldn't find my light blue paint, so I tried mixing, and it came out more gray than it did blue. So I may, if I go in and fiddle with the eye, I may go dig my light blue paint out and just do that. I don't know. We'll see what, as I look at it for a few days or whatever, it might come to me how to fix it better. I just mixed some of the Waverly white and the ocean blue, and if I'd have put a little more blue in there, it might have been okay too, but I didn't want to waste a bunch of paint for just that little spot, so I just went with what I got. Just made his little eye there, little iris. And then I went in, let's see, did I do that yet? Yeah, and then I went in with some more puffy paint to make the pupil in his eye. And I don't know, it's just not sitting right with me. But we'll see. And I forgot to do this on camera, but I did pull out some blush, and I made his nose a little, Santa's out riding, riding the skies on Christmas Eve, and it's cold, so his little nose was red and his cheeks were red. So, I didn't do that on camera. I forgot all about it until I was getting ready to take the photos. It's like, I forgot that. So, anyway, I put a little embellishment on his hat right there. And the way I glued those on, as I was looking at it before I took the pictures, I was like, wait a minute, that's like flopping down over his eye. It looks cute, it's covering his eye. So I adjusted it, and you'll see that, you'll see that in the final reveal as well. Because those are kind of bulky. But anyway, well, you'll kind of see it in the final reveal. I couldn't get a good shot of it because it's long. Couldn't get a good close-up shot of it. And was not in a place, I was running out of time. So, anyway, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.